Throw away the birth control. Hi guys, I wanted to stop by today and chat with you guys a little bit. I know that I have a lot of subscribers who are trying to conceive right now. It seems like so many people are trying to make a baby. But I just wanted to give you guys a couple of tips or things that I wish that I had known before I had tried to conceive with Harrison. So if you don't know, clearly I did not have to try to conceive with Delilah. She was a wonderful, wonderful, miraculous surprise. And so I was like, man, the minute I go off of birth control, I'm gonna get knocked up. Like, I swear that was my entire thinking. Maybe I'm like super naive or whatever, but that's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh man, like don't go off birth control too soon. And so like, I don't know, it took us, let's see, how many cycles? It took us like five or six cycles to conceive Harrison, which is like totally normal. It's actually well below normal. It can take two very, very healthy people up to a year to conceive. And I can't imagine like doubling the time that I conceived. Like all of you out there who are struggling with infertility or who are currently trying to conceive and it's taking 6, 7, 8 months, like my heart just goes out to you. I was stressed out and I was like doubting in my body's ability to conceive and all these things. So what I wanted to do is stop by for you all and just make a video about things that I wish I had known before I had started trying to conceive. So let's have a little chat. So the first thing, I kind of already mentioned this in the intro to this video, but the first thing is it can take time to make a baby. So like I said, it can take up to a year for two very healthy people to conceive a baby. And it can take even longer for couples who might not fit like the heteronormative, like, you know, mold or whatever. So because you have to use so many different channels to try to get pregnant that way. So don't stress about it, you guys. It's going to take time. It's going to happen. And if you end up having to go the fertility route, I mean, that's okay too. Everybody has their own journey to trying to get pregnant. So hang in there, know that it takes time and that your little one is just out there waiting for you. They're just coming at the right time. So yeah, for some people, it's like a lot quicker. Like I know people who have gotten pregnant on their first cycle and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like why can that not be me? And for some people, it takes like a moderate amount of time and some people it can take a year plus. So it really just depends on how your body works, how your partner's body works, and you know, what you're doing to improve your fertility if that's something that you need to do. So hang in there, kiddos. It'll take time. You'll be just fine. The second thing I wish I had known before trying to conceive is that not all cycles are created equal. I'm a person who suffers from PCOS, and so some of my cycles are short and some of them are long. Some cycles I ovulate and some cycles I don't ovulate. So while this is not the norm for everyone, all women have a cycle that is not 28 days every single month. Like I can tell you, even those people who are super regular, they might have like a 27, a 28, a 29, a 27, a 26, you know, they might have like somewhere that is super predictable, but not all cycles are created equal. So make sure that you know how your body works, number one. Make sure that you are willing to like track your ovulation if that's something that you're interested in. Because maybe one cycle you'll ovulate on cycle day 13, maybe one cycle you'll ovulate on cycle day 20. When I was trying to conceive for Harrison, I ovulated on cycle day 24 and still managed to get pregnant with him. So I mean, just know your body and be patient with it. Your body is doing the best that it can, and yeah, so just hang in there. Check out your cycle. It's gonna be cool. The third thing is something I honestly wish that I didn't know about TTC, but I do. So miscarriages are not uncommon. This is my third thing that I wish I had known before I tried to conceive. I had one chemical pregnancy and I had one 6 to 7 week loss while I was trying to conceive for Harrison. And that was in a, like I said, a 5 to 6 month range. So miscarriages are not at all uncommon. Sometimes it is your body's way of, I really don't want to say this because it sounds so cold, but really just like discarding or getting rid of an embryo or a child that's not going to be compatible with life. Maybe they have like a genetic mutation that is not going to work out. Maybe there's something else wrong within the embryo that's not forming correctly. But over I don't know the statistic off the top of my head, but I believe it's somewhere around 80% of miscarriages are from, the embryo not forming correctly. The other 20% could have to do with age. They could have to do with egg quality. They could have to do with sperm quality. They could have to do with uterine lining and a million other reasons and factors. So if you are a person who has gone through a miscarriage once, twice, or maybe even more than that, hang in there. I really feel for you. My heart goes out to you. It's just a gut-wrenching thing. When you finally get pregnant after you're trying so hard and doing all of these things, and then to have it be taken away from you. I feel for you. My heart just goes out to you with that. Know that you are not alone. It happens to 1 in every 4 pregnancies, in fact. And if you are still dedicated to trying and still want to conceive, get back up on the horse, continue trying to conceive. We waited 2 cycles after our last loss to try to conceive again, and I wish that I had tried sooner. Everybody's going to heal at their own rate, and everybody's heart is going to heal at their own rate, but honestly, the sooner that you can get back into the TTC game, the easier it's going to be on both you and your partner. The 4th thing I wish I had known before I started trying to conceive is that I did some weird and some really gross stuff when I was trying to conceive. Man, I don't know how many cups in my house that I peed in, sick, to try to test for ovulation and to try to test for pregnancy. I peed in everything. I peed on so many sticks of paper to find out if I was pregnant or ovulating or whatever. It was sick. I also checked my cervical mucus, which is a good indicator of whether or not you're ovulating, but it is exactly what it sounds like. You are checking your cervical mucus. And let's be real, that is not only weird, but it is kind of sick. So during your TTC journey, you're going to be doing some weird stuff and some gross stuff, but let me tell you, it does not hold a candle to the weird and gross stuff that you're going to do as a parent. So just buckle up. And the last thing that I wish I had known before I started trying to conceive was that I was going to obsess about pregnancy symptoms, and then I'm not even going to know if I'm pregnant until I test positive. For real. Starting on the first cycle, and all my friends can totally attest to this. Starting on my very first cycle, I was like, ooh, what's that? What, my temperature? Oh my gosh, I'm crampy and my boobs hurt. Oh my gosh. I was looking at every single symptom. I was the symptom spotter. I was the worst, the absolute worst. I'm pretty sure no one wanted to be around me by the time I was done with TTC because they were like, bro, I don't want to hear about your cervical mucus anymore. Shut up. Oh gosh. Okay. So yes, try your best to not obsess about these things. But even as I'm saying that, I'm they're going to you're just going to obsess over your pregnancy symptoms. And that's just how it's going to go. The worry never quits. When you're trying to conceive, you worry about am I pregnant? Are the symptoms showing me that I'm pregnant? And then once you get pregnant, you're oh my gosh, is this pregnancy going to stay? Am I going to miscarry, or am I going to make it to term? And then you worry about delivery, and then you worry about the baby. It's just a constant state of worry. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed these tips that I wish I had known before I started trying to conceive. If you have anything you wish you had known before you started trying to conceive, leave that for me down in the comments below. I would love to know those things. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up down there and subscribe. I would love to have you with us on this wonderful journey that we're going on through YouTube. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really, truly, truly appreciate it. And by the way, have fun today.